What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today let's do an update on the everyday smart home. This home is going to get a full smart home upgrade at the end of this year, so make sure you stick around for that one. But today I want to talk about all the tech that I actually use and how it's held up over time. I don't think we do enough of these type of videos because sometimes tech just doesn't work out like it's supposed to. So let's not waste any time and jump right in. Starting with the outside, I finally have a new front door. The first thing I want to talk about is the smart lock on it, the Level Lock Plus. You might have already caught the full video with the channel sponsor Level, and it looks great on this door. The best thing about the smart lock is it doesn't even look like a smart lock at all, but it's one of the most versatile smart locks out there. You can just walk up to the lock and have it open with proximity. You can just tap on the lock on the top to unlock and lock it. You can also use the Level app on iOS or Android to lock and unlock as well. You can also use one of these NFC key cards to give your home that hotel key feel, or you can just use a good old-fashioned key as well, so you have the choice to use it how you like best. But the coolest way to open it by far is using the Apple HomeKit feature. You know, when you go to modern hotels now, you just use your smartphone to unlock the front door, and you can do the same thing here. Just tap the top of your compatible iPhone to the lock itself, and boom, just like that, you're in. This reminds me exactly of how it works at Disney World for entering the parks if you've ever been there, so I really like this. We are all familiar with this because it's like using digital payment. I rarely use my physical card now, so this process is so natural to me. And the best part is if you have an Apple Watch, you can open your door right from the watch itself, and that is super convenient, so leave your phone at home if you're out running or going for a quick walk. I know what a lot of you are saying already. What if I run out of battery on my iPhone or my Apple Watch? Well, the good thing is express keys are available even after your iPhone dies, so you'll still be able to get in the house. So make sure you follow me on Instagram for cool tips like this. There are so many more features on top of that, so make sure you watch my full video. I will leave that link down below, but I'm also going to leave a link down below so you can pick one up for yourself. What's great is it's now available on Amazon as well, so you can get it quickly. Before it was only available on apple.com and it was sold out for a while. I think this is one of the cleanest looking smart locks out there, so for you designers, I know that you'll really gravitate towards this lock. And I also forgot one more way. You can also get this optional keypad as well. So yeah, this is by far the most versatile smart lock that I've ever used. It's super easy to install as well, and the battery is very easy to replace. I haven't had to change it yet, but it averages around 6 months, so that is not bad at all. So if you were thinking, ooh, that is a really nice looking front door, where did you get it? Woo, do I have a long story for you in an upcoming video maybe, but the front door is made by Pella, and if you're looking into them for maybe a remodel or a new home for doors and windows, you might want to reconsider purchasing with them. So I am not kidding when I tell you it almost took a year to get this thing installed, and in the beginning they told us about 4 to 5 months with the delays, and I understood at the time, and a salesman came, he was super nice, and he said, hey, we'll give you a discount if you pay upfront for the door, and I thought, hey, that's a good idea. Looking back at it, of course, that wasn't a good idea, and I didn't do my proper research before buying this door. So when I researched Pella, then I realized all of these Google reviews started popping up, and I was like, wow, that happened to me. So 3 months, 4 months, 5 months goes by. The customer service is pretty terrible, hard to get a hold of people. They kept making excuses on why the door was delayed. And then once the door actually got there, it wasn't the correct door. And still to this day, that is not the correct door. So I can go on and on and on about this, but make sure you do your research with Pella before you buy with them. So I'm on a journey to move my smart home over to HomeKit. So I'm using 2 things to do that right now. The reason why I really hesitated is because I'm a fan of the Nest ecosystem, and I thought that Matter was really going to come in and kind of unify these 2 things, but it really hasn't happened yet, and we'll see what happens in the future because these companies love their ecosystems and they like to make money. So I think right now the Nest thermostat is the easiest to connect to HomeKit without anything, but I decided to jump in on the Starling Hub. It was really easy to set up, and it's really small, and it moved over all of my Nest cameras, the thermostat, and everything over to HomeKit. I'm actually genuinely surprised because it's one of those tech things that actually works, and you're like, whoa, this worked. Of course, there are many other ways to do this and even free ways to do this if you're a little bit more savvy, but if you want the easiest way, this is definitely it. It's a little bit pricey and there are a few limitations to the cameras with Nest, but I really like the way this is working so far. So I've only had this for a few weeks. I'll definitely follow up in the next video, or if Matter actually gives us the functionality that we're supposed to have across Nest devices, this could just be a waste of money. I guess we'll see. Second, I'm using Apple's new HomePod to control my HomeKit smart home. It does look very similar to the older HomePod, but it's nice to have larger HomePods come back. It's a tiny bit smaller, but it's very familiar, and the sound as a speaker is great. Just one of these can fill a space like this without any problems. The bass is deep and the vocals cut through evenly. Now, where I think these absolutely shine is if you pair more than one HomePod together. I have one white and one black, and together they sound incredible. I also love that the new HomePods and HomePod minis have an option to enable sound alerts. So let's say that you don't have expensive connected smoke and CO2 alarms. When one of these go off, you can get a notification on your Apple devices, which is really nice. I also like that you finally can remove the power cable. I know it's a little thing, but all improvements are welcome. I do wish that Apple made a HomePod with a bigger screen on it so I can use it as a smart home hub. So Apple, if you guys are watching, hopefully you're working on something like this. I know you can do that with an iPad, but you don't have this awesome sound to go with it. So maybe we'll see one of these in the future. Okay, so an update on the smart kitchen. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I think this is something that I actually could have skipped because I rarely use the preheat functions. I'm right here, so for a setup like mine, I can easily just hit the buttons faster than to do something by automation or by voice. It just doesn't really make sense in this type of kitchen, but it could be different for you. Regardless, the Samsung kitchen has been super solid. The dishwasher, the gas stove, the microwave, it's all been killer so far. I've already done a full tour of this kitchen, so if you want to see what all these smart appliances do and how they work with each other, then make sure you check that out. But if I had two complaints, one is that the hood could be a little bit stronger. The ventilation is not as good as it should be. And number two, the family hub fridge, the ice maker. One of the things that I have to give Samsung kudos for is the software on this, because this is a tech-centric fridge and I don't use it that much, not as much as I should, but having a calendar right here is really, really nice as well, so we can keep all of our family functions together. I do travel a lot, so it's cool to have it right here, but I could definitely take more advantage of this. But this is the latest software. Even though this is a generation 1, this is running the same, pretty much the same software that's running on the brand new ones right now, so this is really cool. The cooling, everything is just fine, just like you would expect. So the worst part about this fridge is not the tech, it's actually the ice maker. And I've mentioned how slow the ice maker was before in the previous video, and that I could live with, but now the seals are starting to go bad, and now there's water being dumped out every time you switch from water to ice. So there's a lot of mess here. There's a big pool of water in here right now. I can't wait to try a new fridge because I think they've kind of reconfigured how this works. So I don't think this is a problem anymore. Let me know if you guys own a new fridge or not. So hopefully I can replace it and report back to you. A lot of the times if you defrost the ice maker, that will help. So there is a hack for you to be able to defrost this. Let me show you real quick. So what you're going to need to do is access developers mode. And if you have the fridge manager here, or you can go into fridge manager, this top portion here. Okay, just tap on it left to right. And there it goes. It goes into engineering mode, and you'll have to go into here into fridge function test. And then here you'll get an option to defrost. So this may not be smart home because it's not connected, but smart tech is just as good. And this is definitely one of them. This is a random buy from Amazon on a battery pack, and now we own a few of them. The battery pack has a convenient plug already built in, so you don't have to look for cables. You just plug it right into the wall, which makes it already a major win. But on top of that, it already has all the cables that you need built right in. It has Lightning, USB-C, and even micro USB for your old school tech. It even has a built-in percentage meter too, so this one is a must. We have both the 10,000 milliamp hour and 20,000 milliamp hour ones. The only downside is the older design, it does scratch up pretty easily. And on the new ones, it doesn't have a percentage meter, it just has 4 square blocks, but it does have a cleaner design with better cables. So I think these are a win regardless of which one that you buy. Perfect for travel as well. I take these with me everywhere. So this next one is also an Amazon find. When I opened up my pantry, especially at night, there's just not enough lighting in here. So these are battery powered lights that are magnetic, and they just stick underneath the cabinets just like that, which is super cool. This is super simple. It works off proximity sensors. So when you open it up, you will see that it lights up. Now you can see that it's not perfect. Some of these aren't on, and sometimes they're not in sync. It works a lot better in the dark. So It is better than me trying to run power into here because I have no outlets in here, so that will be much more expensive. But it is a quick solution, and they will break once in a while. I think I've had one that's gone out in the last like 3 months. So what do you guys think of these? I never covered this on the channel before, but we ended up buying this Samsung Jet vacuum because I'm not gonna lie, I just like the design because it's one of the nicest looking cordless vacuums out there. It was on sale on Amazon one day, so I just jumped on it. And since it works so well, I wanted to share with you here on this tour. Besides the design, the suction is great. Very easy to switch between the suction power with the button right here in the front. It's light as well, so you don't really get that fatigue when vacuuming the house. And the best part is that the vacuum empties itself. Just put it right back in the dock and then push this button and then it empties, and then when it's done, it just shuts off by itself and then continues to charge. So I really like this setup. It is one of the best cordless vacuums that I've ever used, and I've had no problem with it. And I think I've had to change the bag one time since we've had it, I think in about 6 to 7 months. So that's not bad at all. So the house is changing up. There is a network closet over there that I'm gonna have to rip up and redo. It's just an absolute mess in there, and I'm probably gonna document this whole process because there's gonna be a lot of frustration, but also a lot of fun that comes with it. So if you want me to do that, definitely let me know. But in terms of the living room, this Sony X95K and the audio combo has probably been one of my favorite TV audio combos that I've ever used. I feel like mini LEDs, that perfect in between of brightness, clarity, and the reality audio thing in here has worked out fantastic. So I mean, I wouldn't hate that 77-inch QD OLED though, Sony. So I hope you enjoyed the everyday smart home tour. Hope you like these videos where I follow up on old tech products and maybe show you some new things. So there's gonna be some exciting smart home stuff coming out in the future, especially this year. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Sometimes I feel like I'm the worst kind of smart home advocate because I'm so simple. I only like a few smart home things. I'm pretty old school, believe it or not. So follow me for more smart home tech coming up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Can you guys relate to that? A little bit old school, just want a regular light switch? See you guys in the next one.